Creatures of the night, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. I want to keep this short because really, it wasn't really all that to me. I wasn't thoroughly sports entertained. Now, one match I did enjoy was the opening match, Jon Moxley versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, he comes out with Matt. Matt goes right back to the back, and Jeff comes out there. He looks like he's about to do his dance, and he's like, nah, y'all gonna pay extra for it. And then he ends up shaking everyone's hands along his way to the ring, and he looks great. Now, he has a really great match with Jon Moxley. I was a little bit nervous at first because I was like, what is he gonna do here in this match? Jon Moxley is definitely one of those really tough wrestlers, and I feel like this was as tough as it was gonna get for Jeff Hardy compared to the last few matches that he's had. And he's been doing a phenomenal job in the ring lately, and it just makes me think, like, I don't even want to see you and Matt wrestle. I'm good just seeing you just doing things on your own, and he's been looking really great, and this match is no exception. Now, during this match, we do have the 4 wrestlers that will be on that are from CMML, and they are here to have matches on Rampage and on Collision, they said. Now, they're watching ringside, and they're getting into little scuffles here and there with Jon Moxley and whatnot. But the match continues with Moxley and Jeff is just looking really amazing. That feeling like kind of watching this match and you're just like, oh, this is pretty much the old Jeff Hardy. That's pretty much how I was feeling watching this. And as great as he looked, Jon Moxley's on this little tour here where he's like, anybody who get in my fucking way, I'm gonna whoop their ass and win matches, and that's definitely the case here. So Jon Moxley does beat Jeff Hardy, and honestly, for me, it could have gone either way, and I would have been cool with it. After the match, we do have Jon Moxley going to shake the hands of Jeff Hardy, but Jeff is just like, nah, brah, I'm good, and he ends up leaving. And Jon Moxley just seems a little bit upset about it, but then the 4 wrestlers that are watching from outside in the crowd, they come in and they all dressed up with their suits and church shoes and everything, and they beat the fuck out of Jon Moxley. And once again, no BCC, and I'm just like, okay, where the boys at? Really, I know you got nothing else to do. Why aren't you here helping Jon Moxley? Later on, they do end up announcing that 3 of them are going to be going against BCC, while we do have Bryan Danielson, who's going to be going against Hechicero, and that will be on one-on-one matchup. So, a little interesting or whatnot, but I still do think that they're going to be on Rampage as well. So it's great to see some new faces. But either way, Jeff Hardy, you're doing the damn thing, and I appreciate that. Up next, we had Hangman Adam Page versus Toa Liona. This was, what is it called? Dealer's match, where Swerve picked Toa Liona to be his opponent. While this was a great match, I have to say, like, be real with y'all, Toa Liona has mostly done tag team, 6-man tag action, so he's mostly known for being in the ring with someone else. And I honestly, I cannot say that I've actually remember ever seeing him in one-on-one action. Toa Liona actually didn't start wrestling until shortly after the pandemic, so he has not been a wrestler for a long time compared to other people. However, I do think he's doing a really great job. And with that being said, though, once again, this is 2 issues here. Toa Liona not necessarily doing, singles action, I think played a part in this match where he didn't, I don't want to say not look comfortable, but it was just something different to see from him. And another thing is that you can kind of tell that these 2 have never worked with each other in a sense in a one-on-one action, like they don't practice with each other or whatever. Once again, I can't stress how important it is for them to have like a performance center or something where they could be familiar with each other in the ring, so that when they are on TV they look great with each other. And it just didn't happen. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. This would have been a better opportunity for Toa Liona. Despite him losing, he could have looked better in the ring. However, he was giving me major head shrinker vibe in this match. So I did enjoy seeing him, and I would love to see him do some more things on his own moving forward. I don't know if the Mobile Embassy is not going to be together anymore. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. But still, Hangman Adam Page, now you got a lot to do to convince me, but I do think you did look great tonight. However, we just need more personality from him. That's just the biggest issue for me, is that I'm looking at this guy and I just still don't know who he is. I'm still not having necessarily fun with his character. He's been here for a while and I know he's like one of the greatest in AEW, I guess, but I just feel like he's not doing as much as he should. Hangman is definitely gonna have to put in a lot more work to get more fans behind him. But yeah, he took the win. Not surprised with that one. Up next, we had Wardlow versus Commander. Very random. I think they added this last second. Wardlow does come out with all the members from the Undisputed Kingdom. Yes, Adam Cole is there too when he goes in commentary. Him still being in a wheelchair and being absolutely useless is just bothering me, to be completely honest with you. This match right here, as random and last second as it was, it definitely felt that way. It almost felt like, okay, we're feeding Commander to Wardlow because it felt really strange. They didn't have chemistry. They didn't. I like both of these guys in the ring. However, they just didn't have chemistry with each other. So I really could not enjoy this. Commander, I don't know what he was going for from the top rope. And he ends up landing on Wardlow's neck, and it does not look good. And from there, it went downhill. And then Wardlow ends up hurting his knee. He couldn't even do a powerbomb on Commander, who weighs like the size of a paperweight. And it was just like, whoa, are you okay? They just didn't even have no business being in the ring with each other. Obviously, Wardlow takes the win here. And to me, I'm just like, okay, where's the payoff with this group, you know? I just don't understand what's going on, and really it's just not worth talking about at this point. It's whatever. After that, we do have Chris Jericho versus Kyle Fletcher. This was basically 3-on-2, which was Powerhouse Hobbs and Uncle Don helping Kyle Fletcher to beat Chris Jericho. And I can honestly see Kyle Fletcher doing that shit on his own with no problem, but I get it. You know, they're just trying to show how the Don Callis family roll, and it is what it is. However, I was just like, Chris Jericho, there's no reason for him to win this match. And guess what? The bitch wins the match. And I am just like, are you fucking kidding me? I am one of those people who will tell you a million times, Chris Jericho does not necessarily look out for young talent. He gets himself in situations with them and still doesn't put anyone over. This is if you're going against him in the ring. This is if you're going to be in a group with him in the ring, like you saw with JAS. None of these people got over thanks to the help of Chris Jericho. Now, Kyle Fletcher, back in December, won the TV title. He has taken nothing but W's, obviously, because he has a title. So if he loses, then he loses the title. And then he loses to Chris Jericho. Am I supposed to believe that Chris Jericho is supposed to beat Kyle Fletcher? I'm not talking about Chris Jericho 1999. I'm talking about Chris Jericho 2024. And honestly, I was not happy about it. I'm like, when is this bitch going to put these young talent over? And for whatever reason, he just doesn't. Now, after this, we have a little stare off between him and Takeshita. They're going to end up having a match with each other. Is that next week? I'm not 100% sure. But Takeshita and Chris Jericho have had a match already in DDT Wrestling, I think back in November. And yes, Chris Jericho won that one. I'll be damned to see Chris Jericho win another one against Takeshita. The new alpha Takeshita. Come on now. This is just insane. Up next, we had the ladies in action. We had Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie. Now, they have a really great match. Johnny TV is obviously with his wife, and they just tonguing each other down in the middle of the match and whatever. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing this on TV. I don't want to see people just kissing and throwing their tongues down each other's throat. Disgusting. Now, let me just say this. I didn't mention two things. We did have a sit-down interview with Darby Allin and Sting with the tag champions, and it was Tony Schiavone looked like he was fearing for his life sitting in between these two teams. But the interview went okay. I don't really care for it because I already know what's going to happen. It looks like Darby and Sting are going to get the tag titles, but we'll see. And then we also had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang in the ring wasting ring time for no fucking reason. Like, I can't even go and explain what happened because I don't know what the hell was happening and why they were out there. And this is time that, the ladies could have had maybe another match, or maybe Deanna and Taya could have had more time in the ring for stupid shit that they're probably just out there just to show off that they got new shirts and maybe you guys should buy them. I don't know what the hell was going on. And it just felt like so random and so unnecessary. I don't even know why those teams are together. Doesn't make sense. And like I said, that took away time that we could have had with the ladies match. We did have our girl Toni Storm on commentary during this match. She is absolutely hilarious, dramatic. I love her. I just couldn't imagine her doing anything else other than what she's doing right now. It absolutely fits her. Deanna does take the win though with a submission, and it was like a very flexible looking submission onto Taya. But I'm gonna say this, Taya Valkyrie, there's this curse thing that's going on with Ring of Honor right now where it's like, you look great on Ring of Honor, you're taking all the wins on Ring of Honor, but then you get on AEW TV and you're a fucking loser. And I'm just like, this is crazy. The shows do somewhat intertwine with each other, and it really does feel like even if you're watching Ring of Honor, you're watching AEW. However, the booking is not consistent, and y'all building Taya Valkyrie to maybe be the winner of the Ring of Honor Women's TV title, but then you bring her to AEW to make her look like a dumbass or whatever. I don't know. It was still a great match, but it was not what I was hoping for, because Taya, if she's gonna win that title, she gotta look better, and that means on both shows. Main event time, we had our homie Swerve Strickland going in a match, and guess what? No Prince Nana. I don't know why that fucking bothered me. I was like, hold on, Prince Nana, you still on the cruise? Everybody got off the boat and you didn't? It was very weird not seeing him with Swerve, at least there just to dance. Now, he comes out and his opponent ends up being RVD. Now, here is Adam Page is like, oh, well, that's not just your opponent. Remember, we can also choose the stipulations as well, which Swerve missed the memo on that, apparently. And Hangman chooses for them to have a hardcore match. Now, the match was really good. I really enjoyed it. The fans were absolutely enjoying RVD. Like, RVD was moving around for the most part like he does this every week, Everyone is chanting, you still got it, or cheering for RVD and everything. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, whoa, he looks freaking amazing here. And it really felt like, for a good amount of this match, like 60% of it, where RVD was pretty much on top. And in situations like this, it's not the worst thing, but also it's not the best thing either, because obviously they're building Swerve to probably be the next best thing since fucking Peanut Butter and Jelly. And it's just like, okay, he's working with a fucking legend, and this legend is really making him work in the ring. And I really did enjoy that, because it looks great for RVD as well. It looks great for Swerve too. Now, towards the end, it's a little bit like neck and neck between the two of them. But it's apparent that we're going to see Swerve take the win. We do have our champion, Samoa Joe, on commentary. And Samoa Joe is just fucking... He is so funny. I love Samoa Joe. But, he's looking at this and he's pretty much scouting and looking at, what Swerve can do in the ring. He's done the same thing with Hangman last week. So it was great to see him put his input into the commentary. Swerve does take the win with a Swerve stomp. But I felt like no matter what Swerve was doing to RVD was kicking out of everything. So he's already went through a curb stomp already, which is usually the finisher for Swerve. And he just made it through that regardless. Now, he was moving so well in the ring. And I'm just like, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing you next week. But let me tell you about the fuck shit that happened in this match. I just felt so random. During the match, obviously hardcore matches, no DQ. And here comes Brian Cage coming out. At first, I didn't recognize him for whatever reason, but he comes out and he's trying to help Hangman. Trying to help Swerve. Obviously, he's part of the Mobile Embassy. But then here comes your boy Hook, who comes out to help. It's just a little bit weird because Hook has tagged with RVD, sure, or whatever. But what y'all getting involved in this match for? They already have a match that's supposed to be happening, God knows when. And for whatever reason, they decided to insert these two guys into someone else's match where it just felt like y'all really not needed. Like, it doesn't make sense for y'all to be in this. And for me, that threw off the match for me. I mean, I still enjoyed it or whatnot, but it just felt like, why was this necessary? Y'all could have did whatever little story y'all got going on with Hook and Brian Cage and put it somewhere else. It didn't even need to be involved in the match. Just didn't make any sense. However, amazing match. RVD, bro, like, come back next week. Come fight someone else. Like, people would love to see what he got going on. But in terms of a hardcore match, this was a baby hardcore match. Sure, you get was like, what, 2 chairs? A Swerve went through 1 table, which he practically threw himself onto. It's just like, all right, when I think of hardcore, I'm not just thinking 2 chairs in the table. I want to see the whole fucking under the ring just be cleared the fuck out, and everything that's under there is on the mat. That's what I'm thinking when I think hardcore. And I felt like in terms of hardcore, we really didn't get that. However, really great match. Swerve takes the win. Hangman Adam Page, though, comes out, bring his mic, and he's letting people know that, hey, he's going for that title. That's what he wants. And as long as he's around, Swerve is never gonna get his fucking hands on it. And Swerve is just like, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. I got my own thing going on. And just to make sure you can stay the fuck away from me, how about you and I have a match? Hangman and Swerve 3 on Dynamite next week. And I'm looking at the situation like, how y'all gonna top what y'all did the last time? There's just no way. In my opinion, it's too soon to see these 2 guys in the ring again, but they're giving it to us. And so what more can we do but take what they're giving us, right? I don't know what they're going to do to make that match much better than before. That's the issue for me. I wish they could have saved this for another time, but it is what it is. After this, it's just like, okay, what happens now? If Swerve wins, he got 3 wins over Hangman, and what, Hangman's going to cry for more ring time with Swerve? Or Hangman wins this, and then he only has just 1 win over Swerve, and then what, he just goes for the title. So basically, whoever wins this will get a chance to go against Samoa Joe at Revolution. And if you ask me, it looks like Hangman may take the win. I guess we makes sense to go that route. It is what it is. The show, mid as fuck. However, the opener, the ladies match, and the closing match with Swerve and RVD, I did enjoy those. Everything else I didn't enjoy. And yes, I purposefully did not mention the Young Bucks because I don't give a fuck. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with a Ring of Honor.